Welcome. It's another day to take a step toward who you really want to be. We've been looking at who you are. And today we're going to expand kind of our understanding about that as we continue our tour through the Bhagavad Gita and its teachings on Samatvam, being yourself, no matter what. So we're moving on to the next verse, chapter 6, verse 30. Verse 30. And I will chant it. If you have a book, a Song of Your Soul book, it's a translation that's in all three of those books, or you can listen and absorb. Krishna is talking to his best friend, the warrior Arjun, and you'll hear a lot of me's in there. And this is a me with a capital M, the true self. So not Krishna necessarily as his limited embodied self, as a prince and a spiritual advisor, but talking from the heart of who he really is. So verse 30. The one who sees me everywhere and sees everything within me, for that one I am never lost, nor is he ever lost to me. So the divine, represented by me, Krishna is talking about his innermost being, the divine spark that's in all of us, into everything. He says that's really everywhere. And if we can remember that, then we're always connected to the divine because it's here. It's right here, right now. But as human beings, we like to use our ego to categorize this versus that. In this case, it could be sacred versus profane, or holy versus unholy. So this reminds me of a couple of brief stories. So last night I was watching one of my current old shows that I'm getting into, Leverage. And in this episode of Leverage, two mobsters are standing outside a church where their target is hiding. And one says to the other, well, let's go get him. And the other says, that's church. It's sacred. I'm not going to go in there and shoot anybody. No way. And the guy said, all right, well, let's say he's not in the church itself, but in the basement. The basement's not sacred. And the first guy says, wait a minute, how is the basement not sacred? So what is this? You've got the church, and that's holy. But if you go one floor down, it's not holy. How does that work? And his compatriot says, well, you know, in the basement, they have meetings like the Boy Scouts. They have some religious stuff in it, but it's mostly a secular organization. So it's more secular down there. And I was just like, oh my God. But that's what we do without realizing it. This area is sacred and special, but this area is not, and we can do whatever the heck we want to it. And maybe we see how that goes. You know, like here, parts of the Lake Erie shore are Cleveland Metro Parks, and the Metro Parks take tremendous care. And other parts are just like industrial, and you can guess that area is not as well taken care of. But it's all the same lake. It reminds me of another short story here from the Indian subcontinent. There was a student at an ashram, and the leader of the ashram gave all the students a banana and said, go and eat this banana, but only eat it where nobody else can see you. So he sent the students off, and he reconvened them in a few hours. And, you know, everybody except one dude had eaten the banana, and the teacher checked in. So where did you go that nobody saw you? I went to my bedroom and I locked the door. Where did you go? I went to the bathroom and I locked the stall. Where did you go? I went here. And finally he got to the person still holding the banana and said, "Why do you still have your banana?" And that student said, "Because wherever I went, I realized the divine was there with me. I was never alone, so I couldn't eat the banana." And the teacher said, "That one got it." So how this can help for us is, I've been hearing and experiencing that this has become an age of disconnection, even though we have technology that can connect us, like here, across miles, across days. But still, there's a feeling of lack when we're not actually in the presence of someone. And we may feel that with the divine. Where's the divine in my life? I don't get to church or temple or any place I consider to be a sacred site. Then what? What if every place is sacred? What if every place is your temple? Can we learn to feel that way wherever we are? Because if we can, then we'll never feel lost. Never. Let's practice, shall we? I've already had a morning. I've had my bike ride and my walk to try to strengthen my knees. So I'm doing the practice a little differently today. Let's see if I can help you see it. I'm doing my balance practice in an alternative fashion, but you can stand and do it as we've been doing it, or do it from a chair or whatever. But this is going to be best for my knee today. My knee is a sacred place. So let's see here. I think I can do this. Oh, yeah. Switch. All righty. Let's prepare for our contemplation. And I am going to sit in a chair because my knee is sacred. Just think if you thought of every part of your body as sacred, because there are definitely parts of our body that we don't think of as sacred. And then I think, if we have a illness or disease process that starts up, we don't want to think about it or talk about it, so that can be an issue. Maybe that's why colon cancer has become so prevalent. The colon is a sacred space. For the next 5 minutes, you can contemplate, what if this space you're in right now is truly sacred? Or, for those who like more advanced, what if a place you usually think of as being yucky is also sacred? Let's do that for 5. Wow. Welcome back. That 5 minutes flew for me. I wonder how it went for you. And remember, you're always invited to share your experience. Today's practice I'm dedicating to Jennifer, Kit, and Vera. Also to Marie Tempest. You can look up more about her if you wish. Happy long time ago birthday. And also happy long time ago birthday to my personal gateway drug to the Bhagavad Gita, Thomas Bulfinch. I remember reading his book and going, there's a different way of thinking about the world. And in the mythologies he brought to us in the Western world, everything is sacred. Every flower has a story. The seasons and why we have them have a story. Everything is sacred. May you find a glimpse of that today. And we'll look at other ways we can welcome the sacred and divine into our world tomorrow. So until then,